Oh, let me turn my request off. Hold on. Okay. Now this one goes back to the 16th, so we have even longer. Okay, so this is from Lindsay. Lindsay is Bri's attorney. Taylor is John's attorney. So Lindsay said to John's attorney, "Hi again. I'm keeping separate topics and separate threads. This one will be about arranging for visitation between Bri and baby W. I haven't finished going through the file, just started late yesterday afternoon, and I just wrapped at 8:30 a.m. hearing and am about to leave for mosque at 1:30 p.m. hearing in another case." Oh my God, this is going to be torturous for me. This is going to be torturous. Let me read that again so I make sure that I'm getting this right. She's not using it, like the punctuation is throwing me off. Okay. I haven't finished going through the file. One would think, right, finish going through the file before you start making that so you know what you're talking about, but nonetheless. Okay, going through the file. Just started late yesterday afternoon, and I just wrapped an 8:30 a.m. hearing and I'm about to leave for mosque for a 1:30 p.m. hearing in another case, so it won't be until tomorrow morning until I can finish looking through all of the proceedings. All of that was one sentence. Jesus. Okay. I'm starting with the first filings and working my way up. So all I know about the current order is Bri's understanding. She believes she can have supervised visits with baby W in Texas. If there are other logistical orders we need to work within, please let me know. For now, I have my staff researching professional monitors in your client's area to check availability for next week. She would love to see baby W for on Easter Sunday and his birthday. And said that she can be in Texas all of next week to see him, even more than that too. Thus, I just wanted to ask if there are any bad times for next week under your client's schedule. Oh, okay. That was just a lot. Basically all she's saying is, I haven't read the file yet, but my client wants to see her child and just curious on what the rules are because I have no idea because I haven't read the file. She thinks there is none besides she just has to see him in Texas, and that's it. So that's the gist of all of that wordiness. Okay, so here we go. Now this is from Lindsay to, this is from John's attorney to Bri's attorney. Hi, Lindsay. My client has already started contacting monitors in Dallas. I sent him the below link from the Texas Attorney General's website listing supervised visitation providers in Dallas County. First of all, I just love how, can I just show you this email? See how she has that done in like blocks, right? Let me just show you. This was the mess that I was trying to read just a bit ago. And because it's small, like I said, you still have to blow it up and go back and forth, and no punctuation. It's very difficult. So this is much easier. Anyways, I did not see a Dallas County Family Court approved list online, so my thought was the Attorney General's list was the next best option. I understand some of the providers on the site are no longer in service, but he has gotten some responses from other providers. My suggestion is that our clients discuss these issues during tomorrow's mediation appointment. It would be great if they can narrow down and monitor during mediation and establish a selection of potential dates and times for visits to occur. to occur subject to the monitor's availability. I believe my client has already made Easter plans to visit his family because your client previously reached out to me asking me to help coordinate her sending an Easter basket for baby W to open on Easter while she FaceTimed him. I assumed this meant she was not going to be in Dallas for Easter. Our clients can talk about all other proposed dates and times during mediation tomorrow. They always do. They absolutely always do. She loves me. Bri's my biggest fan. Hi, Bri. Anyways, just make sure you guys just keep tapping the screen. Send your daily heart me's if you haven't done so. Again, you guys never have to gift, but as long as everything just keeps going and floating, it should be fine. And if not, then you guys know where to find me. So basically what she's saying here, and again, it makes sense. Bri didn't contact John to say, hey, I'm going to be in Texas for Easter. Would there be a time for me to see him? She literally said, I'm going to send him a basket. So yes, that would be a good assumption to know that Bri's not going to be in Texas on Easter. So why would he make plans and arrangements around that? Thank you, Jen. Level 10. No way. She called me a crackhead for showing up at Itai's course. The fact that she's calling anyone a crackhead is crazy work. Yeah, how dare you pull up at a public place? How dare I read public documents? I mean, if you hired a better attorney, this wouldn't be public. Just saying. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is to John's attorney. Yeah, what we'll do is we'll go to YT. If you guys, can someone put my YT and pin it? Okay, please. Let me use my good manners. So make sure you guys follow my YT, just in case. Okay, so this is to John's attorney from Bri's. Yikes. That's a really short list with only 8 options. I'm guessing that's because our lists only include visitation centers, which I don't believe is part of the orders. Contact me if I'm wrong. We'll be finishing the file review tomorrow morning, but I thought the order was just supervised visitation with a professional monitor. And then she says, while I was at my afternoon hearing today, thanks, love, the staff called and got info on these places and sent them to Bri. I told them to find places that had availability next week, 420 through 427. Let me know if your client would agree to any of these. Yes, I told Bri the same thing today on our call, that they could hopefully work on some visitation details in the next week during tomorrow's mediation. Let's see how far we can go. So she then provides the information. Okay, thanks, Messy T. Mind you, this has all the prices on there as well, and Bri has to pay for this, right? So these are like $70 an hour. That's actually a really reasonable price. $137 per hour for a 2-hour minimum, $80 an hour 2-hour minimum. So anyways, the next 2 pages is just that, just kind of the list of things. So this is from John's attorney to Bri's attorney. Hi, Lindsay. I have been in court, so haven't had a chance to go through, to thoroughly review your emails your emails or discuss with my client. It sounds like the parties did not reach an agreement during mediation, so we will need to discuss the monitor and visitation issues. I won't be available this afternoon, but we should speak tomorrow so that our clients can set up with a monitor and your client can start exercising professionally monitored visits. Are you available tomorrow afternoon? I am free between 12 and 4:30 p.m. In advance of our call, can you please let me know if the 4 options you propose in your below email selected from the 8 options that I suggested as being listed from the Attorney General's site, or are they 4 new options? Because remember, she sent her over 8 options to choose from. She sent back 4. Whoever is ultimately selected should also be in compliance with California's rules. Thank you, love. Regarding professional visitation monitors. I can try to look into this tonight and or tomorrow morning before the call. So again, they're still trying to find a professional monitor. We kind of talked about that in my past hearing of what that entails, whatnot. But that they also have to meet California guidelines as well, which is interesting because I didn't think about that. Heather, right now that's not in the court documents that she has to be drug tested beforehand. I predict that it will get there. And again, that's even if she just wasn't blatantly doing it online, that is a very common. Why Cali? Because the court case is out of Cali. That would be why. Yeah, absolutely. You know, it's always the Glossmetics for me. Okay. So this is from Bri's attorney to John's attorney. She says, yes, call me anytime tomorrow within that window. I have a TCS at 9:30 appearing remotely, and that's it besides mounds of office work for the day. Yes, I just got off the phone with Bri and can confirm there was no agreement on the mediation, right? She asked to see Baby W for whatever time John would give her next week in Dallas at an Airbnb with a professional monitor present at the home. And his answer was repetitively no. All he offered her was a 15-minute FaceTime with Baby W on his birthday. We don't know if the mediator reminded John that there are supervised visitation orders in place or not, because the parties were in separate meeting rooms during the mediation. No, she's talking about the 4 options that she gave for the visitation. My 4 options were sourced from Google research by the paralegals before you sent me the Attorney General's list. Again, we are not in an agreement with the 8 on your list, as those are all visitation centers, not professional monitors. My list contains general professional monitors, not centers. There's no order for the visitation to occur in a visitation center, and we're not willing to agree to subjecting Baby W to one of those places. We would hope you guys could agree with that, though. I'm going to go exactly over what that is, Nessa, as soon as I finish reading this. Brianna said she'll be respectful of John's family plans on Easter, even though she would love to see Baby W on the holiday. She's even willing to split Baby W's birthday with John if he wants. She definitely wants to see Baby W on his birthday. Then for any other time frame next week that she can get. On any day, and on any days that she can get, She would fly to Dallas, get an Airbnb, and have a professional monitor present. Okay. That's a lot. Okay. So the difference between a center and a professional monitor, right? And I'm going to explain both of them, and then I'm going to explain my opinions on them. A professional center is a place that you go to, a building that that they would go to. They would do the exchange. Baby W then would be taken from the person, right? Taken into a room where Bri would be, and the monitor sits there and basically watches your every move, notes it. They make notes the whole time, etc. They have whatever parent is coming. Typically, it could be totally different because, again, I'm not in Texas. I'm not in California, so I don't know the rules, so I'm telling you what I know from where I'm at. Typically, they'll have some things there, but they don't always bring a lot of things because they want to make sure, is the parent going to show up prepared? They look at the times, right, that they're at. Are they going to think to bring lunch, snacks, drinks? Do they have diapers? They have all of that stuff. They want to make sure and see, do you know what your child needs, and are you going to bring it, right? And then you do your visit, and then they write up a report and they go. Now, okay, and then just a professional monitor, that means that's someone who has gone through a state certification, you will, right? They train you what to look for. What are you monitoring? They do the exact same thing. They just do it in a different setting, right? Whether it's at a park or at a house or whatever else, wherever it is, they do the same exact thing. It's just in a different setting. My personal and professional opinion is centers should only be used in extreme situations, right? I think that in the beginning, I think she probably should use a center just because whether she's joking or not, she continually makes those statements that she's going to take him again, even she said, even if I have someone supervising me, I'm just going to take him from there. Now, do I think she's being sarcastic? Absolutely. I truly do think she's being sarcastic. Nonetheless, she's stating it, and you did it once, so who knows? I will also say, we really don't get a full sense of how you're going to parent and or react because the child's not even acting the same. The child's like, you're literally just in a room, right? Just a regular room, like you're taking the child into a bedroom. Okay, I'll look at it in a second. And so it's just one of those things that the child doesn't act the same. The mom's not. I just feel like you don't really get a great feel on what's really happening, right? If you do it in a more normal setting, the child is going to act more like the child would typically act. You get to see the mom or the dad, whoever it is, how they would react in a normal setting, right? So it's lunchtime. Let's just say she has him for 4 hours, okay? And it's lunchtime, so she has to get up and make lunch, but also make sure he's safe and entertained and all of that kind of stuff. How is she going to be able to do that? In a center, she would have already had, without having a child there, she would have already had to have packed up all of the food, had everything done, not had a baby right there to do it. That's not real. You know what I'm saying? So it's just one of those weird things. Again, it's completely up to whatever it is that they say, you know? So, yes, all of this is public record, and it is public record because her attorney submitted it into public record. Yes, please don't, I don't know what the spamming is, but please don't come in and spam the comments. Okay, actually, yeah, mama. Explain to me how you know that, love. I would like to know how you would know what it is that I do. Let's see if this one will actually answer. Clearly a fan. Clearly a fan. Yes, I have one more page to do. I'm going to read through that, and then I'm going to do a full recap. I just want to get the reading done. That's fine. Bri's not a real mother. I'd rather not be a real social worker than not be a real mother. Anyways, back to my reading. Mokes, hi love. Yes, of course, you gotta do it. Okay, back to the. Listen, I just speak the truth. I'm just saying. Don't start now. You get your feelings hurt for real over here. No, wait, Moke, what happened? Well, don't tell me on here, man. I'll message you later, love. But get better. Yeah, if Bri wants to continue to talk about, I mean, I can add her to my list tomorrow of who's getting charges pressed on her. It ain't nothing but a thing. I know she thinks that I can't afford a dog. Again, I can. I just choose to spend my money on a child. But if she wants to continue to provide false information about me, I can definitely have my attorney add her to the list. So keep it coming. And Bri, BTW, you may want to talk to your attorney. Your attorney is who made all of this public record. Yeah. So that was money well spent, just like the dog that did you see your dog chewed up your sandal, by the way? Crazy thing. My grandkids don't chew up my shoes. And ain't that some shit? I could have the most expensive shoes in the world. My grandkids ain't going to chew them up. And I get them every day. Get to see them every single day. So random and weird. Good purchase. Anyways, back to reading your attorney's emails. Hold on. It could get good. As I was saying. So this is from John's great attorney. It says, "Hi, Lindsay. Unfortunately, my client is adamant that the visits occur at a monitoring facility at least for the first month." Funny, I literally just said that. Your client took the child and refused to return him over to numerous law enforcement officers. Factual, and streamed it all. So that's not lying. That's facts. If she is not deterred by police officers, hello, we certainly cannot trust her to not abscond with the child from a professional monitor. Exactly. And she has stated on multiple occasions that she would do that. Again, I personally feel like she was being sarcastic, but nonetheless. There are kidnapping prevention orders in place. A supervised visitation facility is essential, and the orders allow my client to select the monitor. Please see the attached. I will call you tomorrow. Oh, there is more. So this is from Bri's attorney, going back to John's attorney. Yes, tomorrow at 12:30 p.m. for a call is fine. Respectfully, John doesn't get to modify the orders on his own accord. If he wanted visitation to occur in a visitation facility, he has certainly free to request that, but he didn't. You and I both know a professional monitor and a visitation center are two very different things. Under 7 in your attachment, the judge wrote professionally supervised, not professionally supervised, only in a visitation center. More importantly, all of your requests in John's second DVRO were denied except for the order to not AB. Baby W and Grandma aren't protected parties, and the judge explicitly wrote that the 324-25 custody and visitation orders are to stand. Those orders are for a mutually agreed upon professional monitor, not a visitation center. You're moving papers only requesting supervised visitation with dates, times mutually agreed upon by the parties, not that a visitation center be used. You alleged that Bri threatened to kidnap Baby W from the monitor. and the existing order for a professional monitor to be used in Dallas were still ordered to remain in place. In short, there's not a short about this email. In short, you didn't request and the judge never ordered for a visitation center to be used. John has no right to insist on that, as that's not the order. I'm a parent to a toddler. As a lawyer and parent, I understand the concerns with the allegations your child has made. I'll also say that I refuse to engage in the court of public opinion online and am trying to stay focused on the real court records, the real court orders, and the actual people that are involved here, not their online personas. What you're insisting on now is not remotely the order. If John doesn't like the 4 monitors my office found, we're happy to find more. Ultimately, he can send us a few names, and Bri and I can pick from that list. What is the problem now? So that was just very wordy, basically to say, they're playing word games at this point. I don't know. I'd have to read the order to see if it says in a visitation center or just with a professionally, supervisor. Again, I personally don't care much for centers. Do I think that it's probably necessary, like I said, for the first month? Yes. After that, I definitely think it's best to do it in a real life setting. You truly do get a better, idea of what's happening. I will say that her attorney stuff is very difficult to read. There's a lot of errors in it. It's a lot of run-on sentences. You don't know where it ends, where it's up. It is a lot. Plus, I have to blow it up, go back and forth. So, okay. We have a lot more pages. Take another drink of my Diet Coke. Technically correct. He technically doesn't have to allow or approve any visitations at the time. It would be very bad. It would look very bad on him if he didn't. But from my understanding, when I was talking with AA Law Talk, it was one of those things that that they said that he's done nothing and he's prevented it, when in reality he'd actually sent several dates and places that could do it, and he was willing to do it. She just happened to leave those out. So, all right. So this is from John's attorney to Bri's attorney. Unfortunately, my client is adamant that the visits occur at a monitoring facility, at least for... Oh, wait a minute. Did I just read this one? I did. Okay. Also, 5 Jesus. Also, item 5 clearly states supervised visits by a professional or supervised visitation center. Read item 6 on page 3 on the March 24, 2025 order after the hearing. The order does not state the visitations are with mutually agreed upon professional monitors. I'll have to, tomorrow we'll go over this again. She said she's paying for your info. Just catch another charge, honey. I don't care. What info do you want? I'll give it to you. Honey, you don't have to pay for it. I'll give it to you. What do you want? You're an idiot. God. Ooh. no. Was that a threat? Bri, was that a threat? Ooh, that's not going to look good on your case either. Am I supposed to be scared? And do what with it? I'm going to pay to get your information, and then I'm going to tell people because you're reading public information. Dang you. My dog chewed my shoe. Shut up. I just don't grab. What is that going to do? What did you pay? What information of what? Who cares? Anybody? Nobody? I didn't think so. I didn't pay for your information. Let me remind you one last time, Bri. This is perfect timing, though. Maybe I'll wait a day to press charges on the other fools. That way I can just add you. Oh, she says a whole... Maybe she's not right now, but she has said a whole lot about me. A whole lot. I've had many videos sent to me. I'm reading what your attorney released. Your attorney released this information, love. You should have a conversation with her. This should not be public record. This is public record because your attorney released it. If not, they would not have been able to get this information. That dog was chowing on the shoe. Oh, I'd have been hated. Okay, let's finish here. So this goes to purse 7. The spot where the judge actually authored the order. We again see professionally supervised, not visitation center, and coordination of dates and times to be mutually agreement of the parties, and the visitation monitor, not visitation center. Again, she's playing word schematics. I don't know how they're worded out there. Out here, it would have been in a center. I again ask, why will John not agree to professional monitoring service owned by a bailiff that only implies off-duty officers monitors? So I have a question. I grasp what they're saying. 100% do. Again, not Team Bri, I'm T, what's best for a child, right? And having been in those situations, I don't like the monitoring center because, again, I don't feel like you get a full gist. I've said it many times, not going to say it again. But if I'm a mom and I have not seen my child in a month or two, however long it's been, and the only way I'm going to get to see my child for his first birthday is to be in a visitation center. I'm going to be in a visitation center. So she's asking, why won't 2K bend? Why won't she bend? He bent, right? And she took the child and left and put the child on stream for 36 hours straight with TTS lights and a bunch of people just blaring at him. The kid was so overstimulated, it's ridiculous. So she wants to see the child. Why won't she bend for this one time? If she doesn't want to, it's telling me she doesn't really want to see the child that bad. I went in there and got it myself, Nunu. I just don't grasp that. If she does it the first time, then great. Then maybe the second time they say, okay, that went great. Now can we, instead of for a month, can we do 2? Can I do 2 in a center and then 2 out of a center, and then we see where we go from there. See which one we like better. But the fact that she's not willing to bend at all, because it's not like we have a lot of time. Birthday's next week, right? Anyways, that's just my little uneducated 2 cents. Okay, so this is to Bri's attorney from John's. Oh my god, I love this lady. Her first says, your email is confusing. How many times have I just said that? Your email. Oh my god, can you imagine? Your email is confusing, and I'm not sure what point you were trying to make. I just said it. I agree. Also, our judge on Monday is not our home court judge, or the judge who made the March 24 orders. Let's just address this with our home court judge, Judge Burson, on 5-2. If your client wants to exercise monitored visits at a facility, let me know, and we are happy to start scheduling them. See, I hadn't even read it yet. If you want to see the baby, let me know. We will get them scheduled right away. Thank you so much, Val. Again, I absolutely love every single gift, but those first gifts are the ones that always get me the most. Oh, honey, you've missed a lot. I will do a recap when I'm done reading through. Plus, this will also be done put up on my YT. Okay. But I love that she says that your email is very confusing. I don't know what point you're getting at. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. I so appreciate you guys. Okay, so. Oh, I just did that one. Okay. Oh, I see some of them that go back and forth. Oh, don't do that to me. Okay, this is from Lindsay to John's attorney. I should take some Advil. She says, my question remains, asking a third time. Well, first of all, honey, she just said she does not understand what you're trying to get at. So instead of asking a third time, I wish I drank. I may start after this. I don't know. Maybe instead of asking a third time, maybe try to rephrase what it is that you're saying. Because if you ask the first time and she didn't get it, you ask the second time, she didn't get it, asking a third time, she's probably still not going to get it. You need to rephrase it. Or talk to your client and say, listen, it says you have to be mutually agreed upon, right? He's not agreeing upon that. His birthday's next week. Do you want to see your child? If so, it's going to have to be in a center. What center do you want to use? Oh, I didn't know where it went to. My Advil was right here. Anyways, okay, we'll focus. I'll take it later. So my question remains the same, asking a third time. Why will John not agree to a professional monitoring service owned by a bailiff that only employs off-duty police officers are monitored? Does it make any sense? Again, why is she not asking her client, why will you not accept to do it in a center for the first one? But whatever. I understand Monday's hearing is in 2B instead of 2C. And now that I've finished looking through all of the filings, I still can't say I understand why that is. We will be asking the judge on Monday to order keeping the peace as a professional monitor pursuant to the 324 orders, and for John to complete the intake paperwork no later than 5 p.m. on Monday. Brianna just got off the phone with them, and they confirmed they still have plenty of availability next week, and it can take up to 48 hours after the intake paperwork is done in order for the visitations to be scheduled. We're not waiting until 5/2 to address this. Baby W's birthday is next week, as is Easter. Brianna already said John could have Winter all day on Easter, since John claimed to have plans and that she was fine splitting his birthday 50-50. Well, isn't that nice of her? Maybe he's had plans because you just said, I'm going to send him a basket a couple weeks before Easter. You never said you were going to be in town. You just said, I'm going to send him a basket. You want him to wait until the day before to make plans? So nice. Okay, let me see. So she wants 50-50 so both parents can see baby W on the actual birthday. John already had Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Christmas Day of 2024. Again, that was already in the plan. You can't keep throwing stuff in his face for what was in the plan that they agreed upon before. Please do what's best for this baby by making sure his mom doesn't miss his. Listen, what's her name? Lindsay. I will contact John myself, and I will make sure John does not. This is hard for me. I will make sure John does not keep Bri away from him on his first birthday. The fifth birthday is very important. I missed my kids' first birthday because I don't know when a first birthday is. But on his first birthday, you guys, can we all ask 2K if on W's first birthday, if she could please see him? I think it's important too, guys. Let's keep together. This is serious. Now I know why she's so stressed. Now I understand. It makes so much sense. I think we could do it. I think we can talk to him about it. I'm just saying. I would not want to miss a first birthday either. I know the milestone, like, wow. That makes a lot. I mean, to me, that changes everything. Absolutely. We'll just hand him over. Not on the first. Not the first. Oh. I wonder how much she paid for this attorney. She mad at me how she wants to. Honey, be mad at your attorney, because we love the TikTok shop. My Glossmetics and my cup, oh my god. They're almost matching. Love it. Yeah, we'll pull some strings and we'll see if we can't get her to be able to see him on his first birthday. If she wasn't confused before, she's gonna be now. She's a lawyer on layaway. Oh my god, I'm dead. Okay, so this is, oh god, this is also from her attorney. Her attorney gives me a headache. Okay. Again, we're not going to table something. Okay. Again, we're not going to table something this important to 5/2. Right, because his first birthday could maybe be before then. We don't know when that's going to be, but we don't want to do that. Now she puts it like this. Again, I am no grammar police because I am a terrible speller and writer when but when I'm finding stuff wrong, that's an issue. Baby W's first birthday is next week. A mom shouldn't be kept from her son's first birthday. She already gave Dad Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, and Easter. Okay, first of all, let me finish reading this, and then I'll go into my tirade. I invite you to review my earlier email. Honey, we've all reviewed it. No one knows what the fuck you're talking about. But nonetheless. I invite you to review my earlier email that laid out the lack of proper service of the 2025 orders on my client and what orders were actually in place when. I'll be filing a declaration on these points and the visitation issue today. Okay, so let me ask you this. Okay. Right, that part. Okay. Let me reiterate. John or 2K did not keep or take baby W away from his birth giver. Okay? She did that. Her actions did that. The actions that she did, the actions she continues to do, the actions she was doing just today online for all to see, is the reason she does not get to see her baby. She didn't have her baby for the first Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve, Christmas, Easter, and I about guarantee you, birthday, because of her actions. Quit blaming John. He had nothing to do with it. We're blaming him because he's a great father and stepped up and did not want his son exploited and put out for all that filth to see. Damn him for being a great man and father. Stop blaming him. Look at your client. Read through her stuff. No, and it's not two different people. It's not an online persona. If that's the case, she's online 24/7. Where's the real her? Because that's all we've ever seen is the real her. It's not his fault that your client does not want to be a mom. We'll let her see him when his first birthday comes. So this is from John's attorney. She says, that's fine. I'll review your declaration once it's filed. To be clear, your client is able to start exercising visits. She just needs to exercise them with a monitor selected by the client. Again, see, her and I are right here. No one's saying she can't see the child. She can see him whenever she wants, as soon as she does it inside of a court center. I adore his attorney. I love this. Yep, got it. I'll look at it when you file it. Hopefully there's some punctuation and you use spell check. I'll review it, and I'll get back to you. Just as a reminder, she's free to see the child. Here's the center she can go to. We'll let her choose. This is, again, to Lindsay from Bri. Nikki. Thank you, sweet sister. Thank you, love. Oh. I like her. I only read the first sentence. Okay, ready? So, again, this is from John's attorney to Bri's attorney. This is getting a bit argumentative. At no point have I stated police officers are not as good as being monitors by lay people. Rather, I have stated that a supervised visitation facility is likely to be more secure than any other location. I actually like the idea of having the monitors by off-duty police officers. I will call Keeping the Peace LLC to see if there is a facility where they're able to utilize as the location for the visits. I'll keep you posted. She can't stop responding. She has to respond. That's part of the thing, right? So again, perfect. She's saying, I'm willing to look into it. I'm willing to use them. It's still going to be in a facility because remember, she wants to take him to an Airbnb. That I believe she said Valet is going to be at, which also means, Jordan's going to be there and he's going to be there and probably Santos is going to be there, right? So other people are going to be there. She's not doing that. Great, yes, we like that. I would rather have an off-duty officer instead of a social worker, somebody like me, right, to come in and do that. I'd feel more comfortable with that. It's still going to be in a center. It's not just going to be willy-nilly, just wherever. Oh, that's right. None of them can even rent an Airbnb. How bad do you have to be to get kicked out of Airbnb to where you can never rent from them again? Now that's some crazy shit. Okay, we're almost done, I think. So again, this is from Taylor. This from John's attorney to Bri's attorney. I just spoke with Rick from Keeping the Peace. He is able to hold the first visitation at their supervised visitation facility. I'm not going to say where. John can transport baby W to that facility for Bri's initial visit. If there are no issues and Bri complies with all of his visitation rules, I would have no issue with subsequent visits being conducted in a public place. Rick's suggestion is to conduct the visits at a public library because they can secure, have clean bathrooms, changing tables, etc. And they're great for little ones. His words. Yes. I'll have John complete the intake paperwork. So again, he's saying absolutely, we can do that. I've reached out to them. Now, do I like the idea of taking a 1-year-old to a library? No. I'm just imagining my youngest grandchild is a month younger than him. But I grasp the point. I'm just thinking, what are they going to do at a library, and how are you going to keep a 1-year-old quiet for 2 hours or whatever, you know? So again, I feel like they're going above and beyond, and even willing to do it in a public place if she does it good the first time, right? Just be good one time. That's it. Yeah, I will be very curious to see if she does. Oh, yeah, you're right. Some do have children's rooms. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be curious to see. I just feel like there's probably other places too that may be a little more suiting. But nonetheless, we don't care. She's going to get to see him. If she, well, we'll see. Okay. Now this is from Bri's attorney. Understood that John is saying police officers aren't good as monitors as lay people who work in a visitation center. Thank you. What? Where did that random, the shortest email she's ever sent? That's it, just right there. Understood that John is saying police officers aren't as good as monitors as lay people who work in a visitation center. Thank you. Where the hell did she pull that from? Where did that just come from? I've just been reading a whole book of emails, and she just pulled that out of her ass out of left field? What? Okay. Actually, I'm pretty sure the email right before that says they're cool with it. They would prefer it. That's crazy. Okay. Again, this is from Bri's attorney. Jesus Christ. Again, Keeping the Peace is a professional monitoring service, not a facility. As I've said 3 to 4 times now, the orders don't say a visitation facility is required, and we don't want baby W subjected to one of those places. Of note, you didn't ask for that either in your recent thing. Again, thank God that's the last one. My head legitimately hurts. I don't know if Bri just doesn't want to see the child, and that's why they're doing all of this, and she's making it difficult, or if the attorney doesn't have a clue what she's doing. They just gave her what she wanted on a silver platter, put a little bow and some sprinkles on it for the birthday, and said, okay, fine, you get to use who you want, and for just one time inside of a facility, and the place that you chose has a facility. They can use a facility. And your response is, well, we understand that he doesn't like them. Don't like police. Well, as lay people. What? That was not said at all. Jesus Christ. I'm dying to know how much money she paid for this attorney. No, absolutely not. No, you absolutely positively cannot